Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to day 6 of our 14 days of love with Rachael Coon. Today we'll be making another treat holder or container. And this time it's not a treat they put it in though. This is more of a gift, and hopefully it'll inspire you to make something similar as well. Go and hold away, flip, and we'll get started. Okay, let me shift everything over. And I might be able to zoom out. We'll see. Let's check. Nope, I think that'll be the closest we can go. First, I have to apologize. I have like the most congested sounding voice right now. And hopefully it's not too annoying and maybe I won't talk too much. But just bear with me as my voice isn't my real voice today. It smells more like a smelly cat voice from Friends. So I apologize for that in advance. We're still using our Country Bouquet stamp set to create this card today. So for all of our stamping, it comes from this guy. We'll be using our heart right here and the Happy Valentine's Day. We also are using the Sweet Sorbet ink pad for our stamping. Let me show you a little bit more about what we're making and tell you how really cool this is. So this is called a Embossed Treat Bag, and if it's hard, there we go. If I hold it just right, you can see how it's embossed. I'll flip it over so you can tell even easier on the back side here, where it has this nice little extra texture to it, the lines, but it's white so it can match with pretty much anything, which is pretty awesome. So we're going to create this cool piece to go over it and then just make some awesome bows. Inside, if you ordered the gift packaging kind, let me show you what came in theirs. Sometimes it's tricky for me to get out, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my bow so I don't have to work too hard. So these bows right here, the two lower ones, are just attached with a glue dot, and this real red ribbon one is tied on. So you can remove it to get things in and out easier. Okay, so I included this really cool pencil. I saw that and I was like, how cool is that? Just make it a little bit more rustic. Looks like a piece of wood for a pencil. I love it. So that's in with your kit. This is what the one it pairs with. It goes inside it just perfectly. You can tell by the length of it. And then I've also added a gold embossed heart. That's using that stamp from the Country Bouquet. And I use my gold embossing folder and embossing powder, and my Versamark to create that really cool looking heart right there. So that's a fun extra gift for you. And let's go ahead and start making our bag today. Your kit will look like this. It'll say day 6 on it. And take out all your pieces. I'm doing another saving paper trick on this one. I did that one with our last day, and you guys hopefully enjoyed that fun tip. But you'll notice there's a hole missing in your craft paper. So I went ahead with our stylish shapes, cut out that hole because that will not be seen later on, and we'll reuse this hole, or this circle I should say. So that's a fun step. We have our DSP bicycles here that are super cute that we've die cut out of the stylish shapes that measure about 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 for a size reference. We'll add that on, and we should just do a little bit of stamping. You should have the burlap bow, which you can untie and tie again if it's not to your liking. And then we'll grab our linen thread to make our double knot bow. My biggest tip for this one is that you just make sure we attach it to the front side that is flat and not to the back side that has the folded crease side. So just be mindful when you place it on there. Let's go ahead and get our stamping done first. Let me grab my foam mat into view. It's very simple stamping today. We just have our little cute heart here. Remember, on the left side is the higher heart side versus the right, and it curves in on the bottom on the right. Grab your Sweet Sorbet ink pad. Maybe move this over just a bit. Well, maybe we'll just set it on top. We'll be careful, right? And let's go ahead and ink it up. We only want one heart, so we're going to just go on the edge, not in the center of our ink pad, to ink this up. And we're going to line it up over our basic white heart. If you're making this yourself and starting from scratch, you would start on a piece of basic white, stamp it, then punch it. But for this kit purposes, I have used stamping already on the cutout heart. Oop, save your ink. We need to get our Happy Valentine's Day, which is this cute stamp there. We'll ink that up. Do a practice if you haven't stamped with it lately. I usually grab just a Post-it note. Oh, looks great. And you should have a scrap of basic white. Go ahead and just cut it right on there. Doesn't matter where, because we're going to fussy cut this out. Okay. Take those aside and go ahead and grab your ink and put that away. Take your paper snips. Let's fussy cut our Happy Valentine's Day. And I just go and hold it. You might need some tweezers because it's going to get fairly small. And I just like kind of make a little bit of bubbling, so rounded ends to it. If you want it to be more straight, you can go across your Valentine's Day a little bit more straight. If you want, it's up to you how close or how not close you want to your letters to be, but we're just using the inside of our paper snips. I love Stampin' UP scissors, or paper snips, what they call them, because we want to make sure they're not just everyday scissors. These are paper crafting ones that are super sharp and are just the right size for this style of crafting. So they are meant to work with paper. Some of you might have a ribbon scissors and paper scissors and keep them separate. And that's a good idea as well. Okay, I'm using my fingers to hold on to it, but yeah, this might be a good tweezer point where you're just holding on, making sure we still got it. There we go. Not too hard. Pretty easy. Okay, now we can literally assemble this. We're going to take our gigum paper and put some adhesive. But because I don't want to make a mess and not have my silicone mat out, I'm actually going to add the adhesive to the craft paper instead of the DSP. I'm just not going to get too close to my edges and keep it like that. You could flip it over so there's two sides of DSP. You could either have it more of the blue side or the red side. Ooh, I'm tempted to switch it up. Take that paper. I'm going to switch mine up. I'm going to make this one the more of a blue one. Craft circle that we've die cut out from the center. Add a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to just place that on this top left corner. Press down so it holds. This is thicker paper, so it might need a little bit more pressure or a weight on top of it. This part, we're going to go ahead and add dimensionals to the back. I have a lot of almost gone dimensionals, so I'm going to go ahead and use up some of these. Because there's no wasting of dimensionals. You can use the whole sheet. It comes with, I want to say 100 per sheet, if I remember right, because there's 300 total in a pack. And then we have our bonus dimensionals, which can be used as well. Okay, so I put 5 on there, 1 in each corner, 1 in the center. Flip it over, make sure your bikes are going the right side up, and just kind of layer it so that we can still see the gigum behind it on in the corner there. There we go. Then let's go ahead and add dimensionals just to the top of our heart here. Again, I'm going to use some leftovers. That is from my mini dimensionals. I'm telling you, these leftovers are just hanging out here. Just asking for me to use them. So I just snip them a little bit in each one. Dimensional just on the top of the heart, not on the bottom or in the center. Remove the backing. Maybe, there we go. Grab it, flip it, and go at an angle on our corner right there. All right. Then we're going to grab our Happy Valentine's Day. This one you might need to cut your dimensional half or use a mini, because we cut this fairly small. But what we want to do is put just one mini on the one end and one on the other, not all the way across. But we are going to do just a sliver of liquid glue. Okay, you can either use a glue dot if you don't want it to be super messy and you want a little bit more wiggle time. But we're going to take that, hold on to it, flip it, and place it across our heart here. I'm going to have my dimensionals both on the craft side of my circle, so that way it's not on the dimensional of our square here. And it's going to help bring the weight down so our heart stays still there as well. And that liquid glue just keeps it in place. All right, now we just need to embellish our pastel sequins. Grab those out. For mine, I went a little bit crazy and used one of each color. So I have 3 in this corner and 2 in that one. However you choose, it's up to you. I'm going to do something probably similar, or I could just go all blue. I don't know. Oh, there we go. Let's do 1 large gold down here, and then we'll do 2 littles. We'll do a little blue. Just making a triangle shape there that's not even. Kind of like that. And we'll grab our big pink, put it right here with our little blue up to the corner there. Super cute. Flip this over and add dimensionals to the back. Again, I'm using just those leftovers. That's why mine look like weird shapes. It's like an L shape on that one. However, we want to make sure we put a good amount of dimensionals on here, or at least make sure we get them in the corner because we don't want a lot of sagging. This is going to be what holds it to the bag. That looks almost good. I'm going to cut up a little bit more and put 1 on each side as well. Put 1 right there. So maybe 3 across, and 1 in each corner, and then at least 1 in the center. Okay, lots of dimensionals. Let's grab our bag in. Remember, have it the flat side up to attach. Move off all the backings. The measurements for this is all over in your tutorial via email or on our Facebook group, so don't worry. I don't think I even mentioned what they were. And we're just going to place it right on our bag like so. Super cute, super cute. Okay, let's go ahead and keep our bag flat for just a minute more as we get ready to attach our bow and our linen thread. I have not trimmed this one down yet, so you can kind of see how one side's longer than the other. That's totally okay until we fix it. I have to go a little bit past my loop, and we'll even trim this one a little bit more so our ends are better. You can kind of see how I have my loop there. I want my ends to be just a little bit longer. Not a whole lot longer, just a little bit. There we go. Then we add a glue dot to the knot. We'll press it down. And then we'll put it right here on the right side, right where that hole starts to start. To the bottom of that hole. And that looks cute just like that. You could totally leave it like that and be done. If you want to keep it going, be bow-tastic, grab your linen thread. We're going to make a fairly large bow. So I'm going to have a good amount, probably about 16 inches. And we're going to fold that in half. So about like there, cut it. Make 2 bunny ears. And loop them together. It doesn't matter where it's really placed yet because we're going to play with it. And then we'll pull our strings a little bit. Go ahead and cut off that extra loop there. And then we'll make it as big as we want or as small as you want. I wanted this one to be kind of big and kind of crazy. So I'm even going to divide my spots together and just leave that crazy fringe. I'm not even going to trim it. Usually I trim them down to have the same ends. We're going to let it be crazy. We are. Okay, knot to the dot, stick it, pinch it with your fingers. I'm just going to place it right above that first bow. So it's all kinds of crazy and snuggly there. Oh, love it. Then you should have about 12 inches of ribbon. When you've placed your items inside, I'm going to open it up now so you can kind of see. You'll have a way to keep it semi-closed if you do a ribbon bow right here. If you don't want this to be closed the whole time, just make a bow like we just did and attach it with a glue dot. So it's up to you what style you want this to be. Super cute. All those 3 bows and all of that texture. All right, you guys, I love the way this one turned out. I hope you do too. Be sure to give it a try. Let me know if you like the blue one better or that, so the balmy blue or the sweet sorbet. All right, you guys, have a great day. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.